How do you want to die? While standing somewhere in public, and while being watched by several people just suddenly evaporate, causing large amounts of confusion. Old people, it's the rapture. Young people, it's the snap. The snap was just the rapture but faster. We call it the velocirapture. Staked through the heart by the last descendant of a vampire hunting family who've been seeking revenge for generations. Belmont's bloody tears intensifies. Trying something I watched on a Red Bull commercial. Red Bull gives you wings. Jumps off cliff. I want to fall asleep. Have a beautiful dream and dissolve into it. Honestly, yes, there's something really comforting about dissolving into a dream and never realizing it, like this is just your reality now. Edit. I went to bed last night not thinking anything about this comment, and then I wake up to this. Thank you, y'all are amazing. Not sure if I'm the only one, but almost all my dreams are hella weird. I can't imagine dying while dreaming about skiing from the top of the Eiffel Tower. Honestly, I think I'd like to be poisoned. Preferably with one that is quick and not too painful. There's an air of drama and mystery to being poisoned that I love. Who poisoned me? How did they get close enough to me to commit the dastardly act of slipping the poison into my food? Was I a spy? The victim of a scorned lover? Having an affair with a high-ranking government official that I tried to blackmail? Who knows? You also get the added element of it often not being obvious at first, which amplifies the intrigue. Maybe if I get really lucky it can be a poison that's only made in some bunker in the Russian mountains. A man can dream. Does a poison like that exist? There's even a poison which will make you feel euphoric beyond your wildest dreams. Just the best feeling you've ever experienced before you slip into unconsciousness and never wake up again. It's called heroin. After my wife, but only by a few minutes. So what kind of bomb would you like for me to place under your bed? Not all heroes wear capes. Having a giant ass rocket attached to the back of my wheelchair and fly off the side of a cliff. Lol. Or if not that, then probably dying in a 18th century sword duel. Hi, my name is U/D0CT0RWH0B0Y and this is Jackass. What? I'm sorry, but I don't particularly understand. Is this a reference? In sleep. Peacefully. 100% unexpected. At an old age. If not that, then I'd like to be ripped apart by a pack of wolves. If not that, alcohol poisoning. Edit. Enough people told me I rode fish poison instead of poison. I'm sorry about that. Snoo snoo. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised. I never thought I would die this way, but I kinda always hoped. Like Major Khan from Drive. Stranger Love. Greater than sign exclamation mark. Riding a nuclear bomb seems cool. Edit. Spoilers. Gotta admit, that sounds sick as hell. I've done it and it definitely is. Peacefully am in the hospital bed, not feeling pain, with all the people I love, and getting to say goodbye and love you to everyone. My dad died recently of an undiagnosed heart attack and half a week in the hospital. He couldn't breathe on his own and was stuffed with painkillers. But I believe he was so thankful that my mom, my brother and me were there when they turned off the machines. I'm pretty sure he was conscious in a way, because he tried to open his eyes when we talked. We all held him and told him that he did a good job as a dad, and honestly it made me think about how I never want to die alone. Exclamation mark. Edit. Thank you all for your very kind words and also the awards. I didn't even think so many people would read this comment. I really hope you're okay. I watched a documentary recently and the doctor had been asked how she would want to die. She replied, "I'd like to have my health and live till 100 with all the people I love still around me. And then I'd like to magically turn back into a baby and die in my mother's arms, because there is not a place in the world with more peace and unconditional love." My mom died when I was 24. And honestly, dying in her loving arms would be the most beautiful and peaceful way I could ever hope to imagine. Edit. Thank you for the awards, but they aren't necessary. I'm just glad it touched so many people as it did myself. I hope we can all pass from this life onto the great beyond, held in love, at peace and surrounded by memories. This is so beautiful. I'm sorry to hear about your mom. I haven't seen mine in around 2 years now, and it's definitely painful. That being said, I had a different answer in my head before I read your comment, and now I'm going to change my answer to in my mom's arms, but with a stipulation that she feels no sorrow when I go. Happily, I felt that one. Same. Completely without warning or pain. In a way that does not bring harm to anyone, and that does not cause excess grief to my friends and family. Edit. I know this comment is idealized, but I think the question allows for that. So a sniper is taking you out, it seems. A good sniper. I don't. At least for the next 200 years. We'll see about it then. Easy. I want to die from the sun exploding at the end of its natural life cycle. I want to have humanity escape and live longer. I had a GF die in bed about an hour after sex. I think she did it right. Are you alright? Not really, but that was a decade ago. Saving someone else. Edit. Someone said it would need to be 2 people to make it worth it, which makes sense. There was the nicest young man who used to wait on us at a restaurant we went to frequently. We would always ask for him because we just loved him. Beautiful smile. You could tell he lived for making other people feel good, to be of service. He died saving someone from drowning in the lake. That's a way to go. I think what I fear most about death is not being able to say what I want to say to people I love. So while dying peacefully and unaware in my sleep sounds great in a way I'd kinda want to know. I don't want pain, even though it, hopefully, won't last long. I think I'd feel more at peace dying holding onto the hand and looking into the eyes of someone I love and completely unaware then I'm just gone. Say it now. There were instances I thought I had all the time in the world, but things happen. Say it now. Say it often. You can listen as well as you hear. Hit directly by a meteor. It's literally the only way to die that hasn't verifiably happened. One lady had one go through 3 floors in a house and break her leg. And a guy in India came close, but it hit the propane tank next to him and ended as you'd think. That's dope. What about impaled by an narwhal? Nice try, Grim Reaper. I'm choosing old age. I don't know, but I hope it's cool. Like being eaten by a whale or something. That's fucking terrifying. Have you not seen Finding Nemo? Hypothermia. Read in a book as kid that it feels like you're just falling asleep in the context of people in the water from the Titanic. But then again, how do they know? Did the people that died of hypothermia write the book? Edit. Apparently it's not as nice as they made it seem. There are stages of hypothermia. By the last stage you don't really feel anything, but before that you are going to feel the cold, and it's not going to be pleasant. If you ever felt something really cold like dry ice, then I would imagine it is like that. A burning sensation. In a ducking sword battle. A sword battle in space. Dude, lightsabers. Being suffocated by a pretty lady sitting on my face in about 50 to 60 years. You'll be disappointing women all the way to the very end. Stop. He's already dead. Get kicked down a hole in Sparta. In sweet slow motion. I want to be bested in combat by an animal. A mosquito bites you before you die, and you get an incurable strain of tuberculosis. It's a slow and painful death, lasting over many years. But you can't complain. You asked to be bested by an animal in combat, and bested you were. Yes, a true r/them key spore. Soon. You okay? No. Bold of you to assume that I can be killed. Delete this shit right now. Steven. No. I wanna do a sick ass skate trick down a hooch double set duck up and snap my neck, killing me instantly. Alright, this is cool. Fast. Painless and with a smile on my face. I want to die at 90 years old at the least. In my sleep. After smoking a huge joint. And content with life. If I ever become a vegetable or my mind and body become deteriorated. Then getting my neck snapped between a beautiful woman's thighs. Jim that r/death business no. What fabric is this subreddit? I want to be defeated in a duel by a vampire that looks like a gay stripper, and then as I have fought valiantly and to my best ability, unable to move due to my fatal wounds, be crushed by a falling stone cross. See Sahara. In my own bed, with a belly full of wine and a maiden's mouth around my cock, at the age of 80. Cool quote. You should put that in a book, and then make it into a TV show, and completely fuck up the last fucking season. I'm still salty as shit about this. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. As quickly and as soon as possible. Or being mauled by a tiger. You okay? By accident, by taking something. Accidental overdose or medications reacting badly, etc. An opioid and a benzo. That'll put you right to sleep. This is kinda messed up, but I used to have a real bad problem with opiates. I overdosed really bad once in a motel and someone told me I didn't have a pulse for a decent minute, and I was blue. They did CPR on me for about 20 minutes and I came back somehow. But I try and think back to what I remember, and I literally remember it, like I fell asleep. I remember going, damn, that shot was really good, and that was it. Brain aneurysm at the moment of climax, while getting blown by 2 highly skilled Mexican hookers. Brain aneurysm, a ducking scary as duck. Yeah, they are. Any one of us could have won at this very moment, and not have the slightest idea. But things to think about. Do you have a stressful life? Are you in poor health? Do you often have headaches that seem to hurt in the same exact spot? Do you sometimes feel a dull pain in your head, but it's not quite so bad that you take ibuprofen, but it happens often enough that you think, hope that isn't bad. Just, don't think about how one day that aneurysm might just spontaneously rupture, causing you to get lightheaded, pass out, and likely die before making it into an ambulance. I've had multiple dreams of dying while fighting a bear. It's not as bad as it seems. You get the chance to really give that bear everything you've got. There's a certain satisfaction in it when the jaws close around your neck and the final wet crunch comes. You know you did your best, but you were never going to win anyway. The bear is just going to take a swat at you, and your guts will be hanging out. Then it will eat you while you're still alive. There is a reason many cultures in the world made up a name to use instead of the true word for a bear. If you only use a different word for bear, then that becomes the real word for bear, lol. I've said it before, I refuse to die on this planet. I'm in my mid-20s, so I'm at least gonna be able to die on the goddamn moon. You go to school, you study hard, you pass up many parties, and lose many friends to achieve your dream. Forward 30 years, you've made it. You're in the ship. A tear slips from your eye. It's finally happening. Your dream is coming true. You've waited all your life just for this. The man starts counting. 10, 9, 8. Wonder what your wife is doing. 7, 6, 5, and how's your kid? Johnny? 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. Your ship explodes. You don't die immediately. You have just enough time to realize what's happening. All that's left of you is a picture your wife has on her nightstand. Well, at least you tried. Man, duck you. In a game of Among Us, RL Among Us, I can imagine that is a thing some eccentric billionaire could arrange from their island volcano lair. Red kinda sus, not gonna lie. I imagine bleeding out during a heroin high would be ideal for comfort, but gladiatorial combat would be ideal for glory. Heroin overdose is absolutely my preferred method. Specifically, I want to get older, be diagnosed with a terminal illness, and then get the duck out of here a few weeks before I'm expected to die. Although I've never tried heroin, so who knows, that shit might not be as peaceful as I expected. Anytime someone appropriate, like not kids, asks me what I'd want my last meal to be, I always say heroin. I mean, if you're going out and there's a 0% chance of making it, it's gotta be heroin. In my sleep at an old age. Wrestling bears in the American wilderness. In my sleep. Honestly, I wanna be murdered. But I want to be murdered because I was a good person and it drove some psycho crazy that I was successful. So they decided to murder me. I wanna be murdered for my legacy. Also, Since I'm the youngest in a huge family, I would rather die earlier before watching all my family succumb to old age before I do. Very thoughtful reply, wet ass pussy. Definitely my favorite. Overdosing on cheese. Dude, you showed me the only way to die right. Thanks. Do you have a thing for NSFW? You ask a lot. I'm on an asking spree. Bored as shit. Preventing yourself from dying of boredom. Well played. Drunk and ducking my wife's girlfriend. Mad. Lad. In a hospital. With my family aware. Time to mentally prepare and say my piece. And hopped up on a shitload of happy juice. Whatever pharmaceutical name that is in 40 years. Mid-coitus. Some girl. Chickpea. Chickpea, is something wrong? You haven't. Yeah, no. Finished already, have you? Vinividi buckache. Firing squad by far. Such a cool way to go. Blindfold? Apostrophe. No thanks. I like to look death in the face. That's the kind of guy I am. Apostrophe. Drifting into space on a one-way spacecraft. Isn't that how we all want to go? Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.